Hello guys and welcome to another live stream, and today is a very special day. If you don't mind, if you can let me know if you can hear me well, I would really appreciate that. But in the meantime, I will just keep on talking because YOLO. So, today is a very special day. I had a fantastic day because I got a very special call. I was the local GW manager managed to get me one of the Curiosity copies. I really appreciated him that he is a fantastic guy. So thanks to him for being such an awesome guy. And I was planning to record the next video. It was going to be about lizardmen. For those of you that know me a bit better, lizardmen are my favorite army, one of my two favorite armies. So I bought the Underworld's warband, but then I got the call today, and this happened. So I'm not going to record the Underworld's video first because I want to paint something from this as soon as possible. So, sorry about that. The camera can focus on everything, so you will have to imagine the rest of the box. But this is what you get when you open it. There are a couple of bits that kind of get broken all the time, and people have been reporting this. One of this would be this bit of hair here, and the other is this bit of beard here. Mine look awesome, so I'm happy. And these are the heroes, which come into spruce. And these are the bodies, which come in 3 big spruce, big ones, chunky spruce, and the main body, which comes in his own single spruce. I'm guessing this will be released afterwards at some point. Yeah, thank you for confirming the audio is great, so really happy. Then comes this piece of black stuff, and here we have cards and all sorts of cardstock stuff, the dice, of course, the bases. There we go. This, which is an errata on the how to build the dwarf guy. So I'm not sure if all the boxes have this, but mine has, and I would guess that, given that this is just released, I guess in that every single box has this, so it's nice for them to include this. Then we have the books, which I will open because I want to take a look at the first mission and see what models would I need, because me and my wife will be playing the first mission soon. I'm really excited about that. She actually is such an awesome person that is willing to play with me, even if I know she's not really interested in this kind of stuff, but I really appreciate that. There you go, the books. I will put the books in here and read them afterwards. Then we have all the things for the table, and some Ziploc bags, which are great to store everything, and I really appreciate GW putting this on here. This is my first game box that I buy from GW in, I don't know, more than 20 years for sure. I cannot remember which the last one was. I'm so excited about this. And I actually bought this, so GW hasn't sent me this, even if I was asking them a lot. They never answer my emails, by the way. So, why don't we build some models? Because you have seen the contents of this. You have seen unboxings of this. There are channels that do that very well. There are channels that read books very well. But I don't read books. I just build models and paint them. So, I will build at least 2 heroes. I'm planning on building the sword lady, which my wife wants to play, and I will be building the witch hunter, which I want to play. So I think we should start with that. But first of all, let me get Let me get the instruction manual for the minis. Just this nice, and I will start with the heroes. There you go. So fantastic. The two heroes that I want to build are both on the same page. So that's awesome. I will leave that there. I've never explained to you, well, patrons know, of course, because I have a video for patrons on that. And I'm actually planning to release that video once I have enough of these little tips and tricks for beginners. But this will be like a quick summary of what I like to do when I build models. So these are. Let's start with the tools that I like to use. Tamiya Extra Thin, the only glue I use for plastic minis. Heavy duty clippers, high precision clippers. These are the Red Grass Games clippers. So good. I have this for grabbing on all the small pieces. This is a good thing to have. You don't have to have one of these extra fancy ones that I have from my job. This is titanium. You don't need to have this. A regular one will do. And two cutters. We have one regular sliding blade for cutting the thick stuff. And this, I really like this scalpel to remove in the very thinnest mold lines that are usually in the very hard to reach areas. So this is really useful. So I will try to keep up with the chat. It's not easy because my lights are in the way, but I will do my best. So if you have any question, please let them have in here in the chat. Fabric money from the box, yeah, probably the skeletons, which we were talking about before the stream started in the chat. They are so good. And then after that, I'm probably thinking the Jelson Darrock, the Witch Hunter is so it's just beautiful. Yeah, and yes, for these new models, I really recommend you read the instructions. You can probably build them without them, but you know, it's good practice. So I'm going to start with Emelda, with the sword lady, which is, what is she? Oh, there you go. Here she is. So I just start clipping this off. I hope you can see I was clipping above the actual point, and then I like to go with my high precision clippers and just trim that off closer to the model. It's always good practice. You will stress your models less and you will have a better time. So I have this piece. I have to look for A16. Ooh. I will take 17 because I will need this afterwards anyway. Okay. Clumsy me. I just dropped that. Okay, there she is. 16. That's the head. That's the body. And I need the A18, which is the sword. There you go. And I think that should be enough. And she goes in a 32mm, which I'm guessing are these ones. I will probably not glue her to the vase because I'm not sure if I'm going to make proper custom bases for them, so I would just slide it with this nice hexagon pin that they have. But yeah, that's it. So once I have all my parts clipped, there you go. Be sure you cut as flush as possible. With these really nice clippers, you really almost have nothing to clean up later, which is what you want. The less material you have to remove with a knife, the better. The better for you and the better for the model. So these push fit models, the later ones that I have built, which are the Chaos Underworld Warband, actually fitted so well. They weren't tight at all. This seems like it's going to be a bit tighter. Let me just see. Yeah, you can probably remove the pins from these guys. Otherwise, you may end up with a bit of a gap. That's a possibility. So, just to be safe, I'm just going to clip them off. You can leave them, and you probably won't have any issues. I will probably leave the ones in the hands just because I'm not sure. I probably want to paint this in sub-assemblies, so that's useful to have. After that, I will just go with my regular knife and with the scalpel and just very carefully, almost no pressure, removing all this sprue gates. There you go. You have to be careful with this. You don't want to cut yourself, first of all, and you don't want to ruin the model either. So I just go in all my pieces and I look for those gates and I just gently, it's almost a scraping, but I'm just using the bit of the blade. I hope you can see that well. If you can't see anything or you want something else, please let me know. Okay, John Fields is asking, how do you gap fill? Well, for the most part, these easy to build models usually are super ingenious in the way they are cut, so you probably won't need much gap filling. But if I need gap filling, I just go for the classics. I just like green stuff. You can use milliput diluted with alcohol, it works really well. But I just like green stuff. So, the head goes in first. I want to clean all the mold lines. Sorry about that. I almost glued this without cleaning the mold lines. I like to clean the mold lines, of course, before this is glued. So I'm not cutting. You shouldn't cut the mold lines like this. Put your blade 90 degrees to the mold line and just scrape gently. And it should just go off like that. You can later on use a bit of sandpaper or some of those boards, abrasive boards, that those soft ones that will help reduce any possible flats that it can leave, because this obviously is flat and you're scraping material, so you can leave a flat and you can mitigate that with a sandpaper or a sanding stick. I just don't do it. I really don't care about that too much. As you see, I'm just taking, basically, I'm going to take an old brush. So I have, I will have, this is a dry brush, a Citadel dry brush. I'm not using them a lot, so I'm going to use this to clean up any residue plastic that is left, that is there, just for good measure. John M is asking. Yes, I will be making. This was supposed to be an announcement of the new series. I will paint at least one of each, so that includes all the heroes and one of each of the baddies for the channel, for the Heavy Contrast series. I'm not sure if I will paint the whole box because I have a lot of things to paint, but the idea is at least to paint one of each and make a video out of it. So yes, I will be posting them. I will probably start with the skeletons or the zombies, probably the skeletons. They are so amazing, and I expect that as soon as possible. Basically, as soon as I can make that video and edit it, it will be live on the channel. I want this to be, obviously, I want to take advantage of the game being just released and being the new thing. So obviously, I want this video out as soon as possible. There you go. These new models, you can really clean the mold lines so easily. These clippers, yeah, I know it's a bit of trolling from Gabriel, but these are red grass clippers, and yes, they are the best clippers. Okay, about Citadel brushes. The only brushes from Citadel that I would use are the artificer line. The rest are just honestly not really worth it. And the artificial line has a big problem, which is they are extremely overpriced, like ridiculously expensive. So I honestly moved away from that very soon. But yeah, the artificial line is made from Kolinsky sable hair, so they are good brushes. Rumor has it that they are made by Winsor & Newton, which is been confirmed and denied in the same amount. So I'm not going to pass a judgment there, but they are really good brushes. But the problem is the price is just ridiculous. So I really prefer Rosemary & Co. for everything. And even for dry brush, I now use, when I don't do much dry brush, but when I do, I use this smooshing brushes from Rosemary, large, medium, and there's a smaller one. They are just, I mean, this is just the Artis Opus dry brushes and the new Army Painter Master dry brushes. So amazing brushes. You have a link to the Rosemary & Co. Page down below in the description. So if you want to buy some brushes, go there. My go-to brushes are series 33, sizes 3 and 4. You can get a size 2 as well if you don't feel confident with such big brushes. But I highly recommend you get used to using large brushes because they are just better. So last part to clean up before starting to glue, because the arms are not going to be glued for the time being. Well, sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name. It's not out of disrespect or anything. It's just I'm just going to destroy it. But yes, this is going to be part of the Heavy Contrast series, just because, well, that seems kind of fun. I have a lot of fun with the inherent challenges that the Heavy Contrast series has, and it's honestly, I've learned quite a lot of painting and color with using contrast paint. So I'm just going to keep doing it because I think it's a good fun, a good exercise altogether. So once you clean your mold lines once, It's good practice to go around a second time, just to be sure that you have all the mold lines taken care of, because sometimes you can miss. In fact, I did miss a couple of mold lines there. So this seems to be... Yes, I have Adrian Millan. I have the new Crimson Court ordered too, so I will paint them. I managed to get them the day of the release of the pre-order, so once they get here, I will probably paint the Blood Dragon first, because Britonia, and then I'm not sure if I will paint the rest, but I will... Oh, sorry. I will for sure paint the Blood Dragon. So I put a bit of drop of glue into there just to hold the head in place. It's a beautiful sculpt, by the way. This is a really beautiful mini. And then I will go back and add a drop of this. This has so much capillary action that it just flows into all the recesses. And as I was telling you, you can almost you don't really need to fill gaps. This is so well designed that everything just all the seams disappear. So this is absolutely incredible. The plastic minis from GW, you probably don't like the price tag, and I really understand that they're really expensive, but they are for sure the best plastic minis ever made, and they are just a league above everyone else. I mean, the rest are not even close. There you go. And the magic of this glue is this: you just put a drop there, and it will flow. It will just flow, and it will melt everything, and it will make it super solid. There you go. If you are not using this, you are missing out. Oh, Team Orange is here, one of my YouTube members. There are a couple of patrons as well. So welcome, guys. Thank you for the support. No, I don't use the sprue goo. I just prefer to use green stuff. So this is almost done. I'm gluing it because I always glue minis. Even if they are push fit, that only means that they are easier to build for me. I always glue the minis together because I don't want them coming apart, and they will have a stronger bond. And yeah, I just don't want them to be not gluing together. I'm not going to glue her to the base because I'm not sure what I will do with the base. But yeah, that's done. And I'm not going to glue her arms here. Yeah, this fits quite well. So beautiful model. I'm going to clean the mold lines from her arms. Don't troll the viewers, Gabriel. I love you, but don't troll the viewers, please. Okay, team, with the easy to build part that you just can't push fit together well, what I do is what I did with this, which is a snapping. You take the male pin and I just clip it away, and I just glue them like this, because otherwise it can really be hard push fit. So this is done. I'm just going to finish cleaning the mold lines here, and I will paint her like this probably. So this from one side, and I will paint this separately, and then just put them together, and it's going to be easy to get to every detail. And thanks to the push fit mechanic, I will glue them afterwards. Of course, I will add a drop of super glue or plastic glue into the male joints into the female joints of the push fit, and then I will just put it together. Last mold lines. It always annoys me to clean mold lines from fingers, but yeah, I think we can all agree that that is a pain. But there's so much you can do to hide seam lines. Be careful with, if you're building this, be careful with this bit here. It's super thin and I can already see it bending down. So I'm going to push it a bit upwards and not going to touch it anymore. Because you will probably break this if you fiddle around too much with that. So the model that I'm most excited about are probably the skeletons. They are so beautiful. I have a full unit of, I think they are like 30 skeletons painted for my undead army. And I'm not going to add these ones to the army, but I had a great time painting them. And I really like the old, the previous GW skeleton kit, but this one is just one. It's just too good to not paint. So that's our first hero done. I will push a bit, not all the way down, so I can remove it when I want. But I have first hero here done. Such a beautiful model. Again, she's not glued to the base. I could remove it if I wanted to. Let's push it down. Just because I'm not sure if I will do a custom base or not. So in the meantime, I will leave it like this. Thank you, Dataflow. That's really nice of you. Yeah, one of my Stormcasts has a distinct panel gap due to trusting in push fit to be completely flush. Yeah, always some of the easy to build of the push fit models fit really well. I've just built. Wait a second. I just built the new Chaos Warband, and these models fit like a dream with a push fit. No pegs trimmed. They slide in and out nicely and cleanly. You can see I'm not even having to make any force. It just snaps in place. Same for the base. This is so good. I'm not sure who is the designer behind them, but he really made push fit work. And yes, thank you very much. Whoever designed this warband, you did a great job. As per me previous email, yes, you will have all my videos are always available after the stream ends, just to watch if you want. I'm not going to remove them. So yes, you will be able to watch it. Oh, we have 121 people watching. Thank you very much. That's amazing. That's probably the best performing live stream I've ever done. I wasn't sure if people would like to see this, but I'm really glad that you are all here with me tonight. I'm having a great time. I'm really enjoying myself here, so I really hope you are too. So let's look for the pieces to be able to build the Witch Hunter, which we need piece number 40, which is somewhere in here. Oh, this is from him, 42, for sure. There you go. This is 41. Sure, we will need this. Oops. There you go. This is 43, and I'm still missing. Oh, there you go. Piece 40. I have to go in order. Otherwise, I know I'm going to mess up. So 40, 41. This is 43. I'm going to clip that as well. Yes, and Mark Jarvis, these are the precision cutters from Redgrass Gaming, and they are really fantastic. I think they are a clone from the God Hand clippers, just much cheaper, and they really work very well. I'm not sure. I don't have the God Hand clippers, so I don't know if they are better or worse. But I know that these ones are really good, so whatever. I'm missing one piece, which is 44. Here you go. There you go. I'm picking up a base. Thank you, John. Curiosity is the last board game from GW, which is basically Warhammer Quest, set in a vampire infested city, if I'm not mistaken. So we need this piece and we need this piece first. Does it make any sense? Oh no, this piece first. Oh, this goes like this. Oh, this is... So, this first fit is like this. So not the most intuitive fit of them all. You don't have pegs here. This is just sliding these two pieces together. So not the most comfortable fit. Some people will probably have troubles with this. I'm just guessing, but something tells me that people are going to have problems with this model in particular. Not everyone, but you know that some people will. No, that's not a gate. So I'm going to go faster here with this model because I already showed you all the steps. So I'm just taking away the sprue gates and the small line in one go. I'm not going to do all the sprue gates, and then I'm just going to do it as I do when I'm building models myself, which I do quickly. I often have to go back, even once they are primed. I usually see one mold line that's just escaped, and I will just trim it off and just reprime very carefully that area. Sometimes with a brush, sometimes with the spray again, but not a big deal really. Yeah, thank you, Gabriel, for letting me know that. Yeah, there are you can actually build different models with the same skeleton bodies. I know that you have to be careful with which ones you build. I'm probably just going to build one of each now, and then I will probably during the weekend I will probably build enough models to play the first game with my wife, and once we have that, I will probably be building the rest of the models as we progress. I've yet to read the manual. Literally, it's just arrived home and take the plastic wrapping off the box, and it was just left there until today. So until just about half an hour ago. So I have no idea which models do I need or how this game is played. Even again, this is my first boxed game from GW in a very long time. Yeah, I thought I have to build these models anyway because I want to start painting them for the channel, so why not build them with all of you? This is literally my idea of a perfect evening. I'm not joking. This is so much fun. Yeah, Marcus, keep just keep trying. You can honestly that this is not going to sound. This is maybe going to sound a bit patronizing, but if I can do it, I assure you, you can do it as well. It's not. It's just a matter of practice. So this model that fits in a kind of a weird way, you have to sort of fix it and twist it. This is going to be a pain in the ass to paint his face. It's not going to be fun. So what I like to do, I just fit it here, and thanks to the magic of extra thin cement, I will just drop a little bit in the seam in the back. Just going to flood all the seam with this, like this. There you go, and that's enough to hold the two pieces together. There's a small press there to be sure that everything is connected. So there's a gap there. I'm going to try and fill that gap. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. The small gap here. You can see that this plastic piece is doing a bit of a bend. I'm not sure if I can hold it together as long as I need it, but I'm guessing once everything is glued here, I'm not going to have much problems. Yeah, I'm not going to care about that too much. So there you go. First two pieces together. This is a bit more complicated than the previous one, and now I have to build these two together, which again go. This does have a peg. There you go. Yeah, this is not this. I know this is called easy to build, but this one is one of the hardest easy to build models, which you kind of expect with such incredible poses that GW is managing to make on plastic models lately. If you were here just about when I was 20 years ago, this is just astonishing. I mean, back then plastic models were considered the lower tier, and metal models were just like the awesome pieces. Now I just don't want to paint with this quality plastic. It's just amazing. What a time to be a wargamer. This is so flimsy. This part is super thin, and it just flexes a lot when I'm cleaning it. So yeah, this is going to be. I'm guessing the whole set is going to be quite flimsy, just because, well, everything is super detailed and thin. So it just makes sense, but it's still a bit annoying. Yeah, there you go. Dataflow was asking if I have tried AK paints. No, I haven't yet. I have one, just one. This one. That's the only AK paint that I own. Because I wanted to because I have that same Vallejo color, and I wanted to see how the two compared, but I haven't had any chance to do so. I just needed that color for one paint job, and I just instead I knew I had the Vallejo one, but I said, well, I had to order. I ordered some enamels from AK, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was enamels or something. I just ordered something for an AK, and I just said, well, let's just order that pot of paint to see how it's like, but I haven't used it yet. Yeah, James Richards said that, yeah, I do agree with you. That Witch Hunter really needs a separate head. That way of attaching the head, I'm guessing they were running out of space in the sprue or something, but this that is going to cause so many problems. I'm going to cut this with the cutter. I'm not going to risk breaking this, because you can really bend this very easily if you make too much force. Yeah, Matt is saying that the models get more and more flimsy as you go. Yeah, you can really tell from the pictures. It shouldn't come as a surprise, really, that this is this way. But still, I get why some people are annoying with the latest GW models, because for once they are really beautiful, but from the other side they are pain to take from to and from the games, and that can really be a problem for people that really like to go to tournaments and so on. It's, we've all been there, but it's never fun when you arrive to a tournament and one of your models or two of your models have some broken bits. That is never fun. Yeah, Billy Bartolo, yes, for the most of the easy to build sets you really need to cut the pegs, but for some you don't. I just show you the new Chaos Warband, and they just go on so well. Such a beautiful fit on those models. But on those models alone, the rest are just a pain in the ass. Is this really like this? They have to twist this and put it like this? Yes, I think I do have to put it like this. What a painful way of assembling this. I'm just going to cut this peg off completely. I'm not even going to bother with this. Cut this. I'm not bothering with this. There you go. You see, you have to twist this on the inside and then attach the peg there. That's just not a good fit. Again, a drop of this on the inside, and that should be more than enough. There you go. That is more than enough to glue that there. But yeah, that is a stupid fit. Jacob Billingsley, I'm from Spain. Are you going to paint Be'lakor? No, I'm not going to paint Be'lakor. Are you going to paint Lord Croak? You bet I'm going to paint Lord you bet I'm going to paint Lord Croak. That is the most beautiful model I've ever seen. As I said a bit ago, Lizardmen are by far my most favorite GW army. One of my two most favorite GW armies. So yes, I'm going to paint Belak. I'm going to paint Croak, but I'm not going to do a heavy contrast on him, because I want him for my army. So, and my army is not painted in that way, so I'm just going to paint it regularly. I'm probably going to paint him in a live stream during when I finish my live stream painting of the Inquisitor bust. I'm probably going to start with Lord Croak, just painting him during live streams, and because, well, that sounds like a fantastic idea to me. And I really have to, and I really want to have him painted. I already have a beautiful square base ready for him, and really looking forward to give it a go. Yeah, I'm not really dry brushing it. I'm just, you know, taking away all these little fluffs of plastic that get attached to the model when you scrape all the mold lines. I really hate those. Those can get covered with the primer, and then it's a pain in the ass to remove them once you have primed it. So I just took them away now when I can. You can also melt them using this. If you put this into them, they will melt and will basically disappear. But I like to put as less solvents on my plastics as I can, just because, well, you don't want them to dissolve or lose any detail, and that can really go badly. Gabon Nay. Gabon means good night in Basque. Oh, thank you, man. That's I really appreciate that. I put a lot of effort on my videos, so I really appreciate when someone tells me that they have been helpful for them. Because obviously, you make your videos with the best intentions, but you are never sure if people are going to respond well to them, or even if they are going to be useful. Because sometimes the way you paint works for you, but it doesn't really need to work for everyone. I try to make them in a way that I think people can replicate them as much as possible. So I take a good deal of effort to create steps and recipes that I think will work, even if you are not a experienced painter. But you never know. I'm not sure about the bases yet. That's what I'm leaving. That's what I'm not attaching the model. I'm not gluing the models to the bases yet, because I'm not sure what I want to do. Oh yeah, that's awesome, Andrew. That's awesome. You are not going to regret getting the rosemaries. They are by far my most favorite brushes. So this goes. Oh, so this goes here, and then I'm guessing like this. Oh yeah, there you go. And this is supposed to bolt everything together with the pin going through it. Okay, that's quite clever. And this push fit, look, this push fit joint, perfect. No gaps, no play, just goes on so beautifully. Look at this model. This is a beautiful sculpt, so cleverly designed. But this one was tiny bit too fiddly for me. I mean, I can manage it, but I know some people are going to have problems with this model. I'm not sure about the rest of the box set, but this in particular is going to cause some issues. I'm 100% sure of that. There you go. This one is done too. I'm cutting some, but her arms are not cut because I want to use them to be able to do sub-assemblies. And this long peg that touches the whole mini together like a sandwich, I didn't have to cut this, and it just fits perfectly. So some of them, when I will cut, some of them I won't. But in this case, I didn't need to cut any. I didn't have to. I just cut one that is on the inside, attaching this arm to this back piece of his cloak, of his coat. I had to cut that because that was stupid, but the rest kind of okay, I guess. There you go. Nice. He has quite a nice little base here, so I'm going to glue him to the base actually, because yeah, it seems like a good idea to me. And he already has some cobblestones down here, so even if I build this up with more cobblestones, he's already in a good position, so I'm just going to glue him. Yes. I'm just dropping a bit of glue all around it. Press it down, and yeah, we're good to go. Okay, Marios is asking, I just started watching, do you have to clear the parts where they make contact in order to push fit, to fit that perfectly? You always have to clean the mold lines and the sprue gates, so where the sprue connects to the model, always have to clean it flush for them to fit well. For her, I just cut the two pegs that connects the two halves of the body. For him, I cut away one internal peg that is connecting this arm to this back of the coat. But for the rest, I didn't. There is a very long peg that connects this sword and sandwich it all together. And I didn't have to cut it; it just fit perfectly. So some pegs I will cut, some pegs I will leave, and that entirely depends. That's nasty. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but That is a nasty line there. I will have to fill that with green stuff, because that's the two halves of the coat. It goes on here. I can scrape this once the I will flood this with the glue like this, and once this, and I will push it. I'm going to push it a bit, so a bit of plastic squeezes out, and that will probably clean up well, scraping it. But the inside, I'm not so sure. I will probably have to clean that up afterwards with something. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with that. Let me see if I can. I really need something that will clamp this securely, but I don't have anything here. No, I don't have anything, so I will just hold it like this for a tiny bit and read a bit of the comments. Yeah, the sandwich hunter, it really is like a sandwich. There's only one peg holding everything together, so... Thank you. Yeah, that Alpha Legion video was probably the first video that I would consider got not viral, but extremely good performance. That was my first extremely, and I'm really proud of that video. That was something that I really had a lot of fun, and that I think made something a bit different from what it's out there. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, it all for the basing, it all depends. I really have to think about it, because I'm not sure if I'm going to do cobblestone or not. So depending on that, I will make a decision. So I'm done with the heroes, because these are the two heroes that I will use with my wife when we play the game. Oh yeah, that glue, Tamiya extra thin. This is the only glue you should use for plastic minis. This or the other extra thin, I think that is called Mr. Hobby, which also makes an extra thin glue. Whatever you use, you should use extra thin plastic glue. I have plenty of green stuff, thank you. So I'm going to build some skeletons. One skeleton at least, if you feel like it. I think this is the skeleton sprue. Yeah, awesome. Just heroes. Buddies. Captain of the watch. I'm probably. I'm not sure if I will paint the Captain of the Watch or I will paint a regular skeleton. I'm not sure what will be the best idea. Okay, skeletons. Awesome. Is it really just two bodies? Can be, yeah. That's quite a clever design. Okay. Yeah, Nail Hank Peng Pew. What order do you plan on painting the box set? I want to start with one skeleton, and then I will paint one zombie. I will just make videos about them, and after that, I will probably make a poll to see what people want to see painted. But I think painting the main body, some of the basic bodies first is a clever idea. Yeah, the fourth hero thing. I know that people say that the game's a bit too easy, and you can just do one hero, two heroes instead of four. If you want it a bit more challenging, I would just have to read through all the manual. I just haven't read through yet. But if we have to choose a couple more heroes, we will. It's not a big deal. So it's oh, there are more than 2 bodies. Sorry, I was missing a part of the instructions here. So I was just looking at this and saying that can't be it. So it's obviously not. You have another section here, building skeletons, which I was missing. So it seems like there are a couple of ways to build in them, so you have different options, which is amazing. So I'm going to build the D12 and D14 probably. I'm going to build one D12 skeleton and one D16 skeleton, because why not? So D12, this is the skeleton we want. There you go. There you go. Those 2 big gates, and for the small gates, the precision ones, this is a very flimsy spear, so be careful with this. There you go. And with the D16, I'm going to do a D15. So this is with the 12, I'm going to do the 11. I like my skeletons without a helmet, so I'm going to go for the 11, which is here. I will probably one of these guys will probably be the skeleton that I paint for the tutorial. So there you go. And this is it. That's it. They are just 2 pieces. So sorry, guys. They go with these slotted bases, which I understand. I'm just not big fan of slotted bases, especially if you want to make custom bases. There are ways to solve that, and I will, if I make a video about making custom bases for them, which I'm not sure yet, I will probably show you how you can mitigate, how you can solve the slotted base problem and still make a custom base. So I'm just going to do a zombie now. So you have zombies, but you basically have 5 bodies and 5 different heads or torsos, and they are grouped so you can interchange. There are a group of 3, I will just show it to you. A group of 3 bodies go interchangeably with a group of 3 torsos, and a group of 2 bodies which go interchangeably with a group of 2 torsos. So you can have some variety. That is quite clever design there. So I'm going to build a D2 zombie with a. I kind of like the. D. Let me just see. Yeah, I think I'm going to be D2 and D1. That seems like a fun zombie. So, where are you? This is D3. D2, there you go. Again, about all the rule stuff, I really haven't even opened the rulebook yet, so I really don't know. Yeah, heated pit. Yeah, this kind of really precision clippers will help you because they put no stress over the part. So if you're having trouble removing models from the sprue, get a pair of this. Yeah, about the rules. Yeah, again, I really don't know anything, so I may be wrong, and we will have to use 4 heroes, but for the meantime, I'm just going, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do 2 of them, because I really don't have time to be here until until I finish building everything else. This just was like kind of fun. I just wanted to play with my new toys, and why not turn on the camera and do it with all of you. Yeah, good clippers are really important. People usually underestimate how important a good pair of clippers are. So this is not bad, but they put a lot of stress on the model. When you clip them, they kind of separate a lot. They can really be a problem. Yeah, if you run with scissors, if you click that link in the description, that will take you to the Amazon shop. Anything you purchase after that click in 24 hours will give me a very small cut. So yeah, whatever you buy, that will take you to a random item that I had to put. I can't put a link to just Amazon. I have to choose one item, so I chose the camera that I'm using to record, just because why not. And but afterwards you can just move away, and whatever you get will help me. Yes. Yeah, mine is always bigger, I do agree. I was going to say they are the best purchase that I made, but I haven't bought them, so. Redgrass, just to be clear, Redgrass didn't send them either. I won them in a painting competition. That was one of the prizes for the best painted army in a tournament that I went. Well, they weren't really the prize. I could choose from a random assorted set of prizes, and I chose the clippers, and I'm very happy with them. So I'm going to build this happy little skeleton here. Death to the False Gods. How are you streaming with that cannon? There is an app that is called EOS webcam beta. I think it's still in the beta stage, but it works really well. You just connect the camera through USB, and you just use that app as your webcam. When you have to select your webcam, you use the EOS webcam app, and it just works. I have my 32mm lens here, which is a beautiful lens, and I just works. But yeah, if you're going to record videos, you have a 30-minute limit. But I'm not recording technically, and just streaming. You can also use a capture card, which will also bypass the 30-minute limit, because again, you're not recording, you're just passing the image that the camera is seeing through the HDMI cable. But that was much more expensive than just downloading a free program for my computer and just installing it. So I'm using it. The only limit is that I'm limited. I think this is streaming in 1080p, but I think it is 720 upscaled. So yeah, it's not great, but for this kind of stuff, it's good enough. When I'm doing my videos, I'm starting to record them using 4K, and that makes a big difference. But for this kind of stuff, you don't really need much more than this. Oh, thank you for noticing the music. It's one piece of music that I found in the YouTube audio library a very long time ago, when I made my very first video, which wasn't about painting, by the way. It was about sculpting, and it was just me. It was just me sculpting without any voiceover, just me sculpting some random stuff, and that was the first video that I uploaded to the channel. And I needed a piece of music that wasn't annoying to hear over and over and over again, and it was pleasant, and it was kind of, you know, soothing and relaxing. And I really took it quite a long time to find it, but once I did, I'm just so happy with it. And it's free, which is also awesome, because YouTube really takes very seriously you using music that it's not free. So we don't want to mess with the algorithm gods, do we? Okay, that's done. So another piece that can fail very easily. The head is just connected through the mandible there, and that is a point of failure. There is, and you have to remove this knob here. And what I do is just try to hold it from the top of the head, and trying to be as careful as I can. If you don't put too much force, you're not going to cut yourself with this. You can see I'm not even close to cutting myself. So this is sharp, but if you make this kind of, if you don't slide your cutter, it's very hard to cut yourself. So as long as you're not sliding over your finger, you should be fine. But please be very careful with your X-Acto blades and your cutters, please. You really don't want to mess up. I have a job in which injuries in my hands are just part of what the job is, and it's not fun, and you really don't want that in your life if you can avoid it. I mean, I'm just used to it at this point, because that's what the life of a goldsmith is. But I try to avoid them as much as I can possibly do. But from time to time, it just happens. There you go. Again, in these wispy bits and this kind of flowing bits, is super hard to remove the mold lines well, but you don't really need to be too concerned about them, because you're probably not going to see them anyway once you have all the base coats and all the painting there. There you go. Just this big one here left. A little bit of scraping over the top to flatten that out perfectly, and we are ready to glue these two bits together. So will they fit well, or will we need to cut the pegs? I think I'm not going to risk it, and I'm not going to cut the whole peg, but I'm going to cut like this much. There you go. And then I'm going to take my cutter and I'm going to smooth out this edge here, so we have the easiest time sliding in and out. There you go. And perfect fit. My camera doesn't want to focus on this guy. There you go. Perfect fit. You can see we don't have any gap whatsoever there. So once this is press fit together, I will take my glue, run a bit of glue in through the joint. Just touching it is enough with this glue. You touch it here. There is another place where you will probably need to fill the gap. That there. That is a gap you will need to fill, but again, a bit of green stuff and some elbow grease, and you will solve that easily. What I like to do once the glue is all around the seam, I like to press it a bit. I hope you can see that it's a bit of the glue is squeezing out from the joint. That will make the joint disappear a bit. It won't go it won't go away, but we will have an easier time afterwards. I'm just pressing a bit. Ilya, yeah, as Team Orange said, these minis, this set, this easy to build set, won't be available for sale. I'm sure. Well, I don't have to speculate. GW has already showed them that there will be these skeletons and the zombies will be part of a new plastic set. Not this one, not this same minis, exactly the same, but very similar models, just not easy to build, I'm guessing. So not the same models, but very similar models. So again, I'm not going to glue this to the base because I don't know if I will need it, if I will make a custom base, but it has some kind of protrusions here, so it will be a snug fit. I'm removing them so I can take this out, in and out of the base easier, in case I want to do a different basing for him, which I'm not sure. But look at this, isn't this just such a beautiful skeleton? Oh, I really love these models. And I'm going to build a zombie, which I also really like. Very original concept for zombies. I know they are not for the taste of everyone, but I particularly really like them. So let's go for it. So yeah, building plastic models is really easy. As you can see, it's just cut, scrape, cut, scrape. You should be scraping more than cutting. Never cut the mold lines, scrape them if you can. Cutting them will really make a mess. You can really destroy your models by just cutting the mold lines off. Scraping is the way to go. Yeah, you will have those kits available, but not the same models. But again, super similar. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the army. It was never an army that I liked back in the fantasy days, but the new models are so beautiful that, I mean, one can never resist. Also, they were the army that I fought the most because my best friend back in the day and we used to play Warhammer together, he had a Vampire Count's army, so that's what I played against. So I'm guessing nostalgia also plays a good part in me liking this, like going back to me being so young. It's always nice. So again, super flimsy. This raven here is just, look at these legs. That is a point of failure if I've seen one. So I'm just holding the bird and cutting the sprue gate very carefully. Yeah, I really love the new models, but sometimes I really understand people complain about them being too fragile. They look amazing, but they are a bit too fragile. I'm pretty sure that all the models, all the baddies here, except for the boss, will have a general release, and maybe the boss too, because again he's in a separate sprue. So they already prepared the terrain for him being a blister salt hero. I mean, like, that's pretty obvious that they were going for that with this design. So I will think this will be released separately, and there will be a kit for each and every one of the general enemies here as well. Pretty sure that there will be one for each. Makes no sense to make those designs and not make a general unit for them. Maybe not the ogres, maybe not the undead ogres. Those are pretty specific to this game. I think that it has like that particular aesthetic of the bad guy. So they probably won't, but I'm 100% sure that the rest will. Yeah, Joan, I have the Crimson Card set ordered, so I will paint the Blood Dragon for sure, because I used to play Bretonia, so painting the Blood Dragon first makes sense. And I'm not sure if I will paint the rest, but maybe. But for sure the Blood Dragon will have a video. For example, this is a very good example of you don't need to cut the pecs here. So this fit very well like this. And I can already tell that the fit is perfect without cutting the pecs. So it changes from one model to the other, but in this particular case I didn't need to cut the pecs. So don't just go cutting all the pecs like a madman. They can be very useful, so I test a bit first, and you can always tell if it's going to be a good fit just by the feel of it. When it starts sliding in, you can tell if it's going to fight you or if it's not going to fight you. So if there is no need to cut the pecs, I just won't do it. Oh, I missed a sprue gate here. There you go. There you go. I really like the new zombie design. I think it's super clever and very different from what we're used to, which is always awesome. Look at that. Beautiful little zombie. So this is what I've built today. I know 4 models, an hour and not an hour and a half, maybe 1 hour. Not a great. I'm not going to beat any speed records, but that's how I like to. That's how I like to do stuff. So yeah, pretty happy with this. We have a bit of 15 minutes. Should we build some rats? I think maybe that's going to be a good idea. The rat seems a bit too complicated. I want something easy. Okay. As well, heroes. Okay, why not a couple of this objective markers, which, why not? I think we are going to need them. Where are they? I think they are here. Yeah. Right. So again, big sprue gate with the big cutters. Don't use these cutters for this kind of massive gate. You're going to destroy them. Okay, one there. And the other one, it's... Oh, I saw that in the other sprue. I saw that in this sprue, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Where are you? It's number D28. Ah, there you go. I knew I've seen this somewhere. Now I will build Radukar, but not here. I'm just going to reserve him for a bit later on. So yeah, this is the boring bit, with me just filling the time. So feel free to just do whatever you want. I'm having too much time to stop, but I don't have enough time to build something meaningful, so I'm just going to go with some easy things. There you go. There you go. One done. So again, expect a video on painting. I'm not sure if it will be this guy in particular. I will probably build several skeletons and then choose one that I think looks the best. But expect this basically as soon as I can make that video. I'm super stoked for this, and I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible. And afterwards I will paint a zombie, so look forward to that as well. And once that is done, I will probably move to one hero just for good measure, and then probably paint more bodies. And you know, this is going to take a while, so I am not GW. I cannot produce the amount of videos that they did for the release of this, so you will have to be patient and wait for them slowly. Good thing is, most of these videos will serve also for the Gravelord's release, so that is great. So there you go. That's it, guys. I think it's time to call this done. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my process on how I build models and how I clean them and all sorts of stuff. I wish I could do a bit more like gap filling and so on, but I don't have time for that. So again, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are really looking forward to the upcoming videos on everything in this box. I am really looking forward to it. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.